Good morning, Stampers. Happy Friday. My name is Sherry Roth. I'm a Stamp Up demonstrator from Sherwood Park, Alberta, and I'm excited to be here to share some projects with you today. Before we get started, I just wanted to let the winners know from the previous Facebook Lives that I've done what you're getting and who's getting it. Just give me a second here. I'm just going to update my iPad. Here we go. Okay. All right. So last week, I think I did 2 Facebook Lives last week. And one of them was this adorable cat card with a basket full of love. So I shared this card. You can always catch the replays over on my Stamped Treasures Facebook page. And the lucky winner for this card is Judy Donnelly. So I will pop that in the mail for you, Judy. This also serves as a reminder that today is the last day to request this Cheerful Basket class to go. It features this adorable bundle from the annual catalog. And then I also did these 3 cards featuring a retired suite from retiring suite from the July to December mini catalog. And the 3 lucky winners are Sarah Simonson, Betty Domes, and Shauna Domes. Isn't that funny how 2 people with the same last name were drawn? That's funny. And they have no relation. All right, so I will pop those in the mail. I believe I have everybody's address. So thank you so much to everyone who commented and shared. I appreciate that. And that is also how you'll have the opportunity to win one of today's projects. So today we're creating 2 projects. One of them is a 3D project. I've got 3 different projects to share with you, and then one of them is a card, okay? And it features these fun stars treat bags from the July to December mini catalog. So these treat bags, let me just open them up so you can see. All right, let's see here. All right. So it's kind of like a little paper bag shape, but you can see through. So they're so fun. I think these would make great luminaries. So if you were to tuck like a battery-powered tea light inside of here, you wouldn't even have to decorate them. Of course you could, because that's what we're notorious for, right? Sorry, I'm a bit distracted this morning. Okay, that's what we're notorious for, is for making things pretty. But imagine these on your holiday table or on a New Year's table. With little tea lights inside. It'd be a great way to decorate your table, and so easy. And these are retiring. You get the whole package right now. They're on sale. You get 10 bags for $5.50 here in Canada. So it's a fabulous deal. Of course, that's while supplies last or until January 4th. So if this is something that's on your wish list, especially after you see what I do with them, you might want to add those to your wish list. Make sure that you pick them up sooner than later so that they don't sell out on you. Okay, and then I'm combining those treat bags with products from the Storybook Gnomes suite from also the July to December mini catalog. So this suite is on page 42 and 43. It's such a cute collection of products, and most of this stuff is retiring. There are a few things that are carrying over, so I wanted to go through that. First of all, I've got my light on, so there's quite a bit of shadow. Just a sec, I'm going to turn off my light. Let's see. Okay, let's see if this is better. All right, so the DSP, which is this fabulous DSP, where there are images that the dies will cut out. So these sweet little gnomes on this pattern paper, there's dies that will cut those out. And then there's a whole sheet of mushrooms where there's dies that will cut that out as well. And then there's some fun other patterns. So there's this pattern, which I love the images in this pattern, so I've had some fun fussy cutting some of those images. And then, of course, on the back sides, you've got some more generic kind of patterns. And this is great for any kind of wintry projects. They don't necessarily have to be Christmassy projects, which I love. And I mean, this mushroom paper, look how sweet this mushroom paper is. I don't even think that that needs to be a winter paper or a winter project. Okay, I'm not going to try to fit these all back in here. All right, let's set that aside. So that is retiring. Again, only available while supplies last. And then we've also got, as part of this suite, the Fine Sparkle Adhesive Back Gems. These are also retiring, and they are on sale for $4.10 here in Canada. Crazy good deal. And these are staple colors. Like, you've got Pool Party, you've got, I think it's Pale Papaya, Pacific Point, and there's some red up here as well. Some Poppy Parade. So those are colors that you can use all year round, and not necessarily just with this DSP. And then we've got, there's some Balmy Blue ribbon. This ribbon here, which we're going to use today, this is carrying over, and I was happy to see this. This is actually quite nice ribbon. I like how it's almost like two ribbons. One kind of adhered to the center of another one. It's kind of fun. So this is carrying over. And then we've got the Snowfall Accents Puff Paint. That is on sale as well. And then there's the bundle. Now I want to point something out on the bundle. The stamp set, the Kindest Gnomes stamp set, is retiring. However, the dies are carrying over because there is the most adorable stamp set in the next mini catalog that will coordinate with these dies. All right, so just a little heads up. If you, neither of them are on sale, well, definitely not the dies, but what you can do is you can get this as a bundle, save 10%, and then when the next mini catalog comes out, you can get an additional stamp set that will cover your occasions for the rest of the year to add on to that. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. So first up, I wanted to share a project that uses these bags kind of how they're intended to be used. So I'm not going to actually create this one. I just wanted to share it with you. So here I've combined it with the Kindest Gnomes stamp set, which I've colored in using Stampin' Blends. I used the Stylish Shapes dies, cut, I think it's probably the second largest circle from Vellum, added a little bit of Baker's Twine in behind, Warm Wishes. So again, Warm Wishes is a great greeting. It could be like for winter or it could be for Christmas. And then added some of those Fine Sparkle gems. And then all I did was I tucked in some, this is tissue paper left over from one of the Paper Pumpkin kits. And inside I have, I think it's some, let's see here. I tucked in some, what is this? Hand sanitizer. So some Lululemon hand sanitizer. So just a sweet little gift, but you could tuck it full of, I believe these are food safe, so you could tuck it with some handmade goodies and give it to neighbors or coworkers. Super, super sweet. And then afterwards, you could pop this out, tuck a little battery-powered tea light in there, and you've got a cute little luminary as well. All right, so that is idea number one. All right, idea number two, we're going to take one of these boxes and we're going to make it a little bit bigger, or one of these bags, and we're going to make it a little bit bigger, and again, another gift packaging idea. Okay, so I've got a piece of DSP. So this is from that Storybook Gnomes DSP, and it measures 8 1/4 high by 11 inches across. And we're going to create a little box for it. Now, I can't take credit for this. I saw this idea on somebody's blog. I forgot to, she's European. I can't remember her name. But she had all the measurements and they were all in centimeters. And so I tweaked it a little bit, made it work for me, and created my own design. But it was inspired by her project. Okay, so I've got 8 1/4 by 11, and I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch. Good morning, Layla. So I've got the 11-inch side up at the top. Let me slide this over here. I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to go to 4 inches. And then 5 3/4 and 9 1/4. And then I'm going to rotate it 1/4 of a turn, and I'm going to score it at 1 3/4. Okay, now we can get this out of the way. And we're going to bring in our snips, and we're going to do some trimming here. So this piece here is 1/2 inch by 1 3/4. We're going to snip that right out. And then this piece, we're just going to angle cut this just up to the score line, okay, like that. And then each one of these score lines, we're going to snip up to that 1 3/4 inch mark. So there. So we're basically creating a box. There and here. Okay, now we're going to bring in our bone folder, and we're going to score along all of these lines. It's much easier to see on this side than it is the other side. Good morning, Tracy. There's one more here. And then here. And then we'll fold up these bits. So you could do it this way as well. But I want the Pacific Point snowflakes on the outside. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to add adhesive on this little strip. Going to go all the way down, and I'm getting close to being out here. You can see the red. All right, and then I'm just going to fold that in and then fold this over, and these should line up nicely. Just going to make sure. Sometimes the measurements are off, like not the measurements, but the scoring is just a little bit off. So I'm just going to make sure that that lines up nicely and then fix that. Okay, and then I've got my seam here, so that's going to be the back. So this is going to be the last one that I fold down. So that's the one that's going to get the adhesive. And we'll just fold that down, and now we've got this box, which, let's just fix this here. Okay, I don't know if I missed some adhesive on here or what. It's really loose on this corner. There we go. Okay. All right. So we've got this great box, and this is like, it's a half decent size. So it is just shy, it's about 6.5 inches by about 1 3/4 inches wide. So you can fit a significant amount of stuff in here. So there's a couple things that you can do at this point. You can make a lid for this. You could pinch this and then put some ribbon through it and use that as some packaging. But what we're going to do is we're going to flip our star treat bag over, and we're going to tuck it inside here. Tuck the box inside. So I'm just going to fold this over, and this is probably the trickiest part of the whole thing, just because these boxes, they come all folded, so these score lines, they they just get in the way. But if you pinch it, there we go. And then look at that. So it just slides off. It's long enough so that you can see that pattern down below, but then you can also see it peeking through from behind the stars. Love it. All right, so now we need to make it pretty. So let's bring in a few things. Let me grab my little basket here, or not basket, my little bits and pieces. All right, so I decided that I would use this patterned paper. Let me reach it. Some of the elements from this pattern paper. I just think that these images are so sweet. So I cut, now you do need to fussy cut these. There aren't dies that go with this particular pattern. So we've got a deer, we've got a fox, and we've got a little bird that I fussy cut. I've also gone ahead and used the Stylish Shapes dies. So the second largest circle, and I cut that from vellum. I tell you, these dies, I'm almost on the verge of thinking that I need to get a second set of these dies. I just use these dies so often. Very rarely do I sit down to craft and not use one of the shapes from that collection. All right, and then I've also got a little scrap of that balmy blue ribbon, and of course, some white baker's twine. And then I've also got a little scrap of white, and we're gonna stamp our greeting on this. So I'm gonna use Warm Wishes, because I don't know if any of you are done your Christmas cards, but I am all done Christmas cards. I'm looking for gift packaging ideas for kind of last minute gifts, and also I will need some thank you cards for various people over the holiday season. So that's kind of what my focus is right now. So I thought I would share some of those ideas with you today. Okay. And then I'm going to trim this so it's a little bit narrower. And you can use your paper trimmer for this. I just use my snips. It's just easier. And I'm going to angle cut this, trim this a little bit shorter. Okay, now we've got all the pieces. We can go ahead and start assembling. So I'm going to decorate on the vellum, and I like to do that because that way I know where I can put my adhesive so that you can't see it, right, when I put it on here. And most everything is going to get popped up. I'm just looking for my dimensionals. Here we go. Okay, so we'll add some dimensionals to the back of this deer. And I will pop him on the circle first. And then we're going to take the fox, and I'm going to put a couple dimensionals, but I'm going to put them closer to the left. And he's going to go in front like that. Like already, doesn't that look sweet just like that? Oh, so cute. We'll add a dimensional to the bird. The bird's going to stand on the deer's back. And then we're going to flip this over. So now I can strategically add my dimensionals in behind here so that you cannot see them through the vellum when I flip it over. So we'll add a few of those on there. And then this is going to go, oh, you know what I needed to do? Oh, I forgot this from last time. Okay, because I did this last time, and then I stuck it on here, but because there's holes in here, it stuck to some of the blue underneath, and we don't want it to stick to the blue because we need to be able to slide that blue out, right? So what I did was I added a couple on here, and then I added this, made sure I couldn't see the dimensionals, and then I went back and I tucked these underneath. So let me pop these back on here for a minute. The dimensional stuck to my fingers here. Okay, so now you can strategically place this so that it's on the white and not in a star, but then also underneath the deer. I'll do one more right here. Okay, that should be good. All right, so there's the beginnings. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this ribbon, we're gonna fold it in half, and I'm just gonna use a mini glue dot to adhere it, adhere the two pieces together so that it stays folded. Just like that. And then we're gonna add a mini glue dot on here. And then add our ribbon on here. And then we've got our baker's twine bow. I'll add another mini glue dot on here. And then add our bow. And then we're gonna add a dimensional on this side. And I will add another dimensional, but I'm gonna position this where I want it, and now I'll strategically add my second dimensional underneath here. Okay, and then we're gonna finish this off with some of these fun sparkle, fine sparkle adhesive back gems. So we'll just add a couple of these. I'm going to use the Pacific Point, and we've got super cute packaging idea. Like, look how sweet that focal point is. And then all you need to do is just lift that off and fill it full of treats. Oh, you know what? We forgot one thing. What I didn't like was I didn't like this bit here. You can see that there is the seam. So I just thought that that looked a bit unfinished. So what I did on my sample, which I'll share with you in a minute, is I took some of this ribbon, tied a bow. I really don't like tying bows on my videos. I usually do that beforehand so that they're done. Okay, I'm just going to tweak it a little bit. We'll trim it. I kept the tails a little long, and then this is going to go right on top of here like this. Just, it doesn't fully cover it, but it makes it less noticeable. So I'm going to take a couple mini glue dots here. I just opened this package of mini glue dots, and it's like, they're really, maybe my other ones were all dried out. Maybe that's why I'm noticing. They're very gluey, like they stretch quite a bit when you pull them off. All right, and there we go. So that kind of covers up that little seam at the bottom that's meant to be the bottom of the box. And then here is the first one that I did. So I used just a different pattern paper from the same paper pack, and I kept the focal point pretty much the same. And then I filled it with some of these After 8 mints. And it's a perfect little, you know, hostess gift or neighbor gift, coworker gift. And then that just slides back on. Aren't they adorable? Love them. Love, love, love them. I actually think that I'm going to finish off, I think I've got 2 or 3 bags left. I think I'm going to finish them off and just make some more of these because they're just so sweet. I think they would be really cute with the candy canes as well, and the candy cane DSP on the bottom. So, all right, so that is project number 2. And then project number 3, what I did was I cut one of the bags apart, and I'm going to use it as a stencil. So how fun is that? So what I've got here is I grabbed one of our note cards and envelopes because it fits perfectly over top. All right, so I'm just going to, let's grab a scrap piece of paper first. You definitely don't have to use a note card and envelope, but I just thought it was kind of a great fit. And actually, I think I want to go the other way. So I want a larger cluster along the bottom. No, let's do it this way. I did it the other way on my sample, so we'll see what they look like, how they differ. So I'm just going to line that up. And I'm going to use some pale papaya and my blending brush. And I'm just going to hold this in place and add some color here. And I chose to use a soft color. I think Pool Party would look really good too, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. And what I'm doing is I'm making this into a thank you card because, like I said, I am done my Christmas cards. I don't need any more Christmas cards. I say I'm done my Christmas cards. I haven't written them yet. That's this weekend's job, but I'm done making them. But I do find that at this time of the year, I need lots of thank you cards. So, and I like to use my holiday stuff, like stretch the use of my holiday stuff and make thank you cards with it. Okay. All right, so we've got our stars. Now before I move this, what I want to do is I want to add a little bit of shimmer to these stars. So I'm going to take my Wink of Stella. You guys know that I love my Wink of Stella. And just kind of in a few of these stars, I'm just going to color them in. Just to add a little bit of sparkle. You do kind of need to make sure that the stencil is pushed down when you color, otherwise you'll end up with kind of a blob, especially with the smaller ones. Okay, so I've colored in a few of those, and now I'm going to peel this back. And look at that fun background. And can you see that some of those are kind of sparkly? You can't really see that, can you? But trust me, some of them are shimmery. So pretty. All right, so we're going to fold this. And I've got, again, a few images that I cut from the DSP. So I'm using this mushroom, which was cut using one of the coordinating dies. I've got this adorable fox image and then another bird. I've got some white baker's twine, and then I've got a scrap of white that I'm going to use the greeting that says, "Your kindness does not go unnoticed." And then we're going to use some memento. We'll stamp that on the white, and then actually we're going to do something on the inside before we decorate the outside. So I'm going to bring back my stencil, and I'm going to position this on the inside, bring back my pale papaya, and then just kind of in the center of the inside, I'm going to do some of these stars. I'm going to add just a nice subtle detail. And then we'll lift this up. And we've got just a few little stars in the center. And then I wanted to a thank you greeting. So I was looking through my stamp sets, and there is a new stamp set coming out called Something Fancy. And I just really liked the font in here, and I liked the size of this thank you. So I'm going to use this thank you and some memento ink. And stamp it right in the center of my stars. Okay, now we can go back and decorate the outside. Okay, so this guy's going to get popped up using dimensionals. So does anybody have any fun plans? Any Christmas parties this weekend? I plan on addressing my Christmas cards, starting my gift wrap, and finishing off my Christmas shopping. I'm almost done my shopping. I just have to pick up a couple more things. Okay. I'll add this guy on here. I love this little fox. So sweet. And then, okay, I'm going to hold off putting that on for just a minute. All right. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to angle cut it, and then this side is going to be straight. I'm going to use a mini glue dot for my baker's twine, and it's going to go up here. Like that, and then we'll use a couple dimensionals. Line that right up there with the edge of the card. Add that on there, and then, yeah, let's put the bird up there. I think that would be cute. Let's use a little mini glue dot here to adhere them. So cute. All right, and then let's finish it off with some of these fine sparkle gems. Let's use some pale papaya or poppy parade. Let's do pale papaya. All right, and then the other thing that I did was I took my envelope flap and I added some of these stars to the envelope flap as well, just to tie it all together. All right. And then we've got that fun pattern repeated on the envelope flap. So there is a fun little thank you card using those fabulous star treat bags. Here's the other one that I created. So just using a different colored mushroom, and then I used the bunny on this one. Again, the inside is still the same. I did the envelope flap, so I've got a couple thank you cards ready to go, and then of course I've got my treat boxes as well. So I've got this guy, and then I've got this one, and let's see here, see if we can fit them all in, and then this one. So many ideas using these fabulous star treat bags, and I mean 10 for $5.50. Seriously, steal of a deal. I'm actually placing an order later this morning, and I'm going to add a couple extra packages because I love them so much, and I think they'd be great for lots of different things. And you know what? Treat packaging you can continue to use like all year round, especially something with stars. If you're planning a birthday party, little treat bags for a kid's birthday party would be cute. Luminaries for the birthday party if you were doing like a star theme, or you know, even like a summer party outside with, you could put a couple little stones in the bottom so the bags don't blow away, and then put a tea light in there. It'd be so cute. So many ideas. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, just a reminder that today is the last day to sign up for the Cheerful Baskets class to go, as well as this month's Christmas class. You can find all of the details over on the events page on my blog at stampedtreasures.com. And I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye, guys.